I'm Amy and I'm in my kitchen, and today I'm making firecracker shrimp. You're probably wondering what that's all about. It is such a super easy recipe. It's kind of an appetizer slash dinner, snack, lunch. It's really very all-purpose. What I'm making right now is a marinade, a very quick marinade for shrimp, and then I'm going to wrap my shrimp in prosciutto, and I'm gonna very quickly cook them on in my cast iron skillet over there. So I put in my bowl about a half a cup of olive oil, and I'm zesting a lemon, and then I'm gonna juice the lemon. This is a huge lemon and a beautiful one. So I have my juicer, which catches all the seeds and gets all the juice out. I'm putting in I want to put in about 4 tablespoons. This might be 3 tablespoons, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to put in a pinch of salt and a little cayenne pepper, and this gives it the heat. I'm putting in about a half a teaspoon. You can put in more or less, depending on how much heat you want. And then I'm going to chop up some parsley, and that's my marinade. And again, it does not have to be perfect, because first of all, we're cooking at home, and this is all gonna cook. So this is perfect for me. It's got some stems in it, and I'm good with that.
How many tablespoons of lemon juice are in 1 lemon?
Well, it depends on the size of the lemon, but typically a typical lemon has 2 tablespoons in it, 1 on each side, I call it. Once I cut the lemon in half, that's how much lemon juice I get. Typically 1 tablespoon and then 1 tablespoon. But these are so huge that I feel like it's a little bit more. It's like 1.5 tablespoons. And generally when I'm making a marinade, I like to have twice as much fat as acid. So if it's olive oil, it's like twice as much olive oil to lemon juice, or to vinegar, or to whatever else you're using. And that's it.
It smells really good.
Yeah, it's like delicious. And it's so easy. So now I'm going to wrap my shrimp in prosciutto. And then I'll cook them up, and that's the dish. Oh, that one's not a good one. So what I have here is large shrimp that I think they're called extra large. And what I love to do is buy like a 2-pound bag of frozen shrimp at the supermarket, and I keep it in my freezer at all times. And it's a great last minute thing to have because it keeps really well in the freezer, and it cooks really fast, and it's easy to get. So this is something that I always have, and I'm always happy to pull it out when I am cooking something. And this is like the perfect thing. This is a dish I've been making for a really long time, and what I've learned is people absolutely love it, and I can throw it together really quickly. I mean, we're gonna have this for Easter tomorrow, but I have a feeling what I'm making right now is not going to make it until Easter. By the way, these are like scraps, and you can definitely use these. I am actually. I'm just gonna put them all together. That's the nice thing about prosciutto. It's sort of it all adheres to itself, and then it wraps really nicely around the shrimp. But the other nice thing about this dish is you don't necessarily have to use prosciutto. You could use bacon. You could even use regular ham. You could use speck, which is a smoked version of prosciutto. And all of these things are pretty easy to find in the grocery store, in any grocery store actually. All right, so I'm starting to make a little bit of a mess. I'll do 1 more, and then we'll have 6, and then I'll finish up the rest later. And the thing about marinating shrimp is you don't want to over marinate them because they're really delicate and they'll start to break down and get mushy. So I literally just toss my shrimp in my marinade and then I cook it. I don't let it marinate more than even an hour. So I'm gonna wash my hands really quickly because I touched raw food, and come over here and we will start cooking. So I have a little olive oil in my skillet. This is smoking and it's really hot. So I think when I put my shrimp in, it's gonna be like really smoky. I'm just warning you. What I do when I cook in a hot skillet like this is try and put everything away from me, because any oil that might splatter up, I want it to go that way, not towards me. It's kind of logical. But you really want to get that sizzle, because that's going to give the prosciutto a nice crispy brown. And you know what's great about cooking with shrimp? It literally takes like 2 seconds. And you want to hear a really fun little hack about how to know when shrimp is done? So shrimp is done when it's a C, when it's shaped like a C, and that means it's cooked. If it's shaped like an O, that means it's overcooked. So let's keep an eye on this and make sure none of that is an L. I know, isn't that kind of a cool thing? So I'm going to turn this up. A lot of times in cooking, when you put food into a hot pan, the food, because it's not the same temperature as the pan, it kind of brings the overall temperature of the cooking down. So a lot of times if I have a skillet preheating at medium, and that's what I had this one on, when I put my food in, it goes down to like medium-low heat just from putting the food in. So I'll turn my temperature up a little bit just to kind of nudge it along and get it going a little bit, which is exactly what I did. I don't know if you noticed, but when I put the shrimp in, it sort of was not sizzling and popping the way it is now. And now that it is, that's exactly what I want. And I can tell that it's just cooking so fast and so beautifully. I can tell that the shrimp is really cooked through on the part that's hitting the pan. So I'm going to give it a little check and see how things are looking. I think it needs a little bit more time. So this is, as I said, this is a recipe that I have been making forever, and I absolutely love it. And I decided to make it because my good friend Yumi Metsuo asked for like a really quick and easy recipe to make for Easter. I don't know if she said for Easter, but in my mind I was like, this is a great recipe to make for Easter, and it's pantry staples, super easy. So this is for you, Yumi. And by the way, Yumi is a gifted photographer. She's incredible, and she's featured on the Select 7 site this whole week, this whole past week. So check it out because she's really, truly an inspiration. All right, let's check it again. We're getting there.
What would you recommend serving this with?
Oh, that's a really good question. So the thing I love about cooking this dish and cooking shrimp in general is the versatility. This, as I said, I bought a 2-pound frozen bag of shrimp at the grocery store, and I always keep something like that in my freezer because it just keeps forever, and I can pull it out really quickly. A really good way to defrost frozen shrimp is to just run it under cold water, and it takes like 5 minutes, and the shrimp goes from frozen to being ready to cook. So what I like to do, this is like a great appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre. I mean, all you have to do is, you don't even need a toothpick because you've got the tail to eat it. But it's also great for dinner with some rice. Or you can make pasta and just cook it that way. Add some pasta and stick this on top. Jimmy, can you see how nice this looks? I just turned all of these.
Wow.
And these are pretty much done.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, they look great. This pan is like super hot, but this is exactly what I want. Don't be afraid of a really hot pan. You don't want to take your eye off of it as you're cooking because it is hot, but there is nothing wrong with cooking at a high heat. Chefs do it all the time, and there is no reason why we can't do it at home too. So this is just about ready. I'm going to chop up some parsley really quickly for a nice little garnish. And I think I'm going to squeeze some lemon on top too. And you know, you can be pretty versatile with your herbs and your garnishes. If you don't have parsley, this is flat leaf parsley, which I love. You could use any kind of soft herb like tarragon is great. I love chives. I'm going to cut a little bit of a piece of lemon too. This isn't the prettiest because I already zested the outside, but I'm gonna show it on the other side so no one will notice. So I think this is done. I'm gonna turn off the heat and I'm gonna plate it. These are just absolutely gorgeous. Jimmy, will you try one with me?
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely.
All right. And then a little sprinkle of parsley.
Looks great.
Yeah. Super excited to have this. Squeeze of lemon. And that is the dish. So let's
Can I
take
take
a bite.
one?
Yeah, take one. I'm gonna take this one. It's a little hot. Is it
hot.
too hot?
No, it's fine. Cheers.
It's too hot. Cheers. Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter.
Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you soon. Bye.